Hi, my name is Cheryl Heiger. I observed a shared reading lesson and writing center activity in Miss Gardner's kindergarten class of 24 students. The day started for me with the teacher calling all of the students to the learning circle, and she pulled out a book and called on different students to tell her what the author did, what the illustrator did, and she also quizzed them on what this part of the book was called, the front cover, the spine, the back cover, etc. After going over the different parts of the book, she opened it up and asked them to pay close attention to the illustration as she read through the poem. She also made her expectations very clear that she would ask them questions also. So they were supposed to pay close attention to the reading lesson at that time. After reading through the poem one time, she read through it a second time, one sentence at a time, and called on different students and asked them what they thought each sentence meant and why the author used the words he did to describe February. And she said that this was effective because it helped the students make a connection to the poem and retain information that they'll need to recall later for the writing center activity. It also helps them build vocabulary skills as well. After the reading group, the children formed 4 groups of 6 and worked in different learning centers, at which time I was able to observe the writing center before I left for the day. In the writing center, the students were asked to think about the poem for February and draw a picture of how they would describe the month of February, much like the author did in the illustrator did in the book. They were also encouraged after their drawings to write a sentence about their picture that helped describe their interpretation of February. And girls, because Valentine's Day is right around the corner, drew hearts and flowers. Some of the sentences were, Mommy has flowers, and I love you. One of the little boys, Jonathan, drew a bunch of snowflakes and a snowman because of all the weather that we've been having lately, and his caption was, I want snow. So I thought that that was very cute. After the writing center activity time is up, Miss Gardner takes the photos and talks to the class about them a little bit more, and she also displays them through the month of February for the whole class to see, and parents when they come into the room also. This lesson in learning centers were effective because they offered multiple ways for the students to learn. She promotes that in her classroom. She feels that it helps them retain information and it engages them more in the learning process. The drawing and writing also help them creatively express their interpretations and feelings and opinions, which she feels are very important for students to express. Unfortunately, I was not able to take any photos of the children because of privacy laws. I would have had each children get a waiver signed by their parents. But I did enjoy my time there. It was a very unique experience for me because I've been in the corporate world for 20 years, and the dynamic of a classroom is different than when I was in school. It's not just about sitting in a desk, listening to a teacher lecture hour after hour, and then completing a worksheet or taking a quiz to see if you retained any information. She really promotes critical thinking. Writing and reading are 2 main focuses in her classroom, and any Learning Center activities, she really tries to tie in to a reading or a writing practice for them. So I thought that was very interesting as well. But she definitely has the respect of all the children. She has no teacher's aide, and there were, a couple of times where students act up, but for the most part, I mean, they definitely respect her and did what she says. Classroom rules are posted, so they know their expectations, they know their schedule, and the process was a very smooth transition from one thing to the other. So I just want to thank you for this opportunity. I enjoyed it, and I did learn a lot from this experience. Thank you.